What's going on, everybody? Super E46 here, and today I'm going to be showing you all how to remove your windshield wiper fluid reservoir, as well as getting that light to stay off once you actually uninstall it. The reason why I'm making this video is because I have scoured the internet for videos showing you how to actually get this light to stay off. I can't find anything. I found some videos that are similar on other vehicles, but nothing on an E46. So I'm going to show you guys actually how to do that today, in case you're wanting to do it for turn into a track car, for just taking some weight off the car. If you really just don't use this and you don't like the look of it, I'll show you all how to uninstall that. So first thing you want to do, there's going to be a 10 mil bolt that's holding that in, and then you're going to unratchet that, and then it's going to take that loose. You're then going to pull this up, and as it comes up, you're actually going to see that that thing is going to be connected. You're going to want to disconnect that, because that is going to be what's hooked into it. So you're going to disconnect this clip you see down there, that wire, from this, which is your pump. And then once that comes out, you're going to pull it up, give you a little more space, and then there's actually going to be one that's plugged into the bottom of it as well. And that's going to look somewhat like this. And that's actually your sensor. So you're going to want to unplug that as well. And then once you unplug those two things, and then you take your pump off, you're going to spill a little bit of water, so this pump's going to come out like that, and then there's going to be some water coming out, so you want to go ahead, wiper fluid, and you're going to want to go ahead and take that out of the engine bay as quick as possible, because you're going to spill water or windshield wiper fluid all over yourself, so, and your engine bay. So once that's removed, you're then going to have these two wires exposed. I've got them zip tied together just to keep track. And these are going to look like the ones we're wanting to short out so that that light goes off. I've tried to short out just one of them at a time, and it doesn't work. It might work differently on your vehicle, but from what I've seen, you're going to want to short these two out and those. Essentially, we're just going to close the circuit out. So yeah, let's go ahead and show you all the tools that you're going to need for this job. All right, so we are in the Super E46. Now, let's go ahead and just do a test, just so I know I'm not BSing you. We're gonna crank the car up to show you that the light is on currently. So let's take a look. So you can see our windshield wiper fluid reservoir light is on. Crank it up. The light stays on. So we're gonna go ahead and get that off. So let's take a look at the tools you're gonna need for this job. First thing you need is a paper clip. And then you're also going to need that high temperature electrical tape. And the reason why you want that is because it's going to be kind of close to your exhaust manifold. So you're going to want to make sure that you have something that's not going to catch fire. Pair of scissors or something to cut the tape with, as well as cut the zip tie. Because the zip tie, you're going to want to get those wires zip tied to something so that they're out of the way and it makes your engine bay look clean. Now, when I first did this video, I was gonna record me setting up your jump wire, so to speak. But, you know, all you're gonna do is just take a paper clip and a staple. You're gonna straighten it out a little bit, and you're going to wrap it in electrical tape, except for the connection points at the end. You can see I've got a little bit exposed there. That's for the conduction. Main reason we're wrapping this in electrical tape is so that it doesn't, you know, cause any electrical issues outside of it if the metal touches metal. So that's why I'm doing that. And yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward. Now that I've already got those set up, it shouldn't be too hard. I've seen some videos where people are doing this with, and this is not on E46, a guy did it on like a VW, where he used what's called a jump wire, also known as like a DuPont wire. You can also buy those, so just so you know, this isn't the only way to do it. I'm just letting you guys know this is probably the easiest way, because there's not a single store I came across that actually has those DuPont wires in store anymore. I could be wrong, but none of the stores I went to had these. I went all over Home Depot, I went to Walmart, Lowe's, everywhere you can think of, auto parts stores as well. Couldn't find anywhere that actually had a jump wire. So essentially, this is what this is. This is a jump wire, or also known as a DuPont wire. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So let's go back to the engine bay, and let's make sure we can close out this circuit so that that light goes off. I'm going to go ahead and do the smaller one first, because the smaller one was trickier for me. I tried to use a paper clip on the smaller one, which is this one here, that one, and it wasn't really easy to actually get that thing to short out or close out. So you want to kind of line that up, look at it ahead of time, see where it's going to go in. Also, you want to make sure that your car is off, keys are not in the ignition or anything like that. And then kind of line it up, make sure it's going to go in. And that's really the trickiest part, is kind of forming it to the right length, size. So it looks like that should be good. And then you just put it in just like a fuse or a, you name it. So that feels like that's in all the way. Now we're gonna do the other one. Now, of course, this one's a little longer than I'd prefer. You could probably, truth be told, I could have broke it in half, but I like how this is a little bit smoother. It goes in better, and I'm just gonna put some electrical tape over top of this as well. So now, with this one, same thing. That's gonna go in there. You're gonna kind of just like line it up, pinch them together, get it to where the angle's a little bit better, because you want them relatively even so that one's not sticking out way farther than the other. Now this one I will say was a little tricky to get in the first time, because if you look closely inside there, there's like these 4 things, so you got to almost kind of put a little more force to get this one in. So I got the right side in now, the left side needs to go in, boom. So we got both those in. You'll feel it click. It almost feels like it's, you know, meant to go like that. So we've got both of those in now. And as you can see, this one's a little longer than I prefer. We could, in the future, I'll probably end up, you know, doing another paper clip and maybe using something better to cut it, and so it's shorter. But that'll do. I mean, it's not too bad. I'm gonna wrap some electrical tape over the top so that it's, you know, keeping it locked in there so it's not gonna come out. So now that we've got those 2 in there, let's see if that actually fixed the problem. We're gonna go back into the driver's seat and actually take a look and see if that light's still on. So here we go, let's check it out. So as you all saw before, that light was on. Completely off. So there you have it. That's how you delete your windshield wiper fluid reservoir, as well as getting that light to stay off. If you guys got any questions or comments on this job, let me know. And I'll actually, before I get off here, I'll give you guys a brief, you know, I'll give you guys a brief little video on how I actually keep everything zip tied down properly as well, because that might be something that some of you are wanting to check out. So we'll go back to the engine bay, and we're gonna actually zip tie down those wires. All right, so let's see what we have here. Okay, so now that we know the light's off, we don't have to worry about that part of the equation now. So now we can actually, you want to be real careful cutting this. I zip tied it probably way tighter than I should have. I came from a different background when it comes to motorsports, so you just want to be real careful cutting this wire out. There we go. Word to the wise, do not tie those zip ties on there as tight as I did. That thing was on there way too tight, and that's my fault. But we got that out. So now that we have the light off, we can focus more on actually putting the wires in a clean position to where it's actually going to look, you know, better for show and stuff like that. So you can see we've got a little bit of electrical tape there. That actually looks like that might have come from the factory. No worries, I've got plenty more with that, where that came from. So I'm just kind of looking at this, seeing where would be a good spot to zip tie these, because, you know, if you want them out of the way, we could go kind of back down towards there underneath the SAP, but the downside to that is we're gonna be really close to the exhaust manifold. So that could cause some heat. So I'm actually gonna try to zip tie it down here. There's actually two little spots right there. I'm gonna try to zip tie the wire right there actually, because I think that's gonna look good, and then it's gonna be completely hidden out of the way. It'll almost look factory. So that's what I'm gonna do there. As for this one here, might actually zip tie it down there as well. Yeah, I'm probably just gonna zip tie that one down right down there by it as well. Actually, kind of just have it out of the way, and it'll be fine down there. It'll be totally out of the way. So yeah, let's go ahead and get that zip tied, get this job finished up. And what I'm doing here is actually rewrapping this, because I don't want that to be exposed, because you just never know for heat's sake or anything like that. So I'm just gonna wrap this so that we know those wires are not exposed to the heat, because that could potentially cause some issues as well. And yeah, as you can see, I am not an expert with the electrical tape, but hey, we're gonna get it done. There we go. Boom. There you have it. So that's a lot cleaner now. Got that all electrical taped up to the top. Like I said before, I'm actually going to put some electrical tape over this, literally over that, to make sure that this does not pop out. I'm gonna take that, tape that on one end of it, on the other. You don't have to do it crazy hard, but you're just gonna do that like that. So that's kind of your little safety net. So now we got some electrical tape over top of that that should definitely keep that in place. I'm gonna wrap one more little bit around there, just a little extra reinforcement, and I think it'll be ready to rock. It doesn't look that bad either. Looks clean, and no one's gonna see it. It's gonna be zip tied at the bottom, so it'll look factory. There we go. Got that nice and sealed up now. So there we go. It's gonna be a lot safer. Shouldn't have to worry about any sort of electrical fire or anything like that, having that all closed off like that. Good way to play it safe. So we got that taken care of. Now we're gonna take care of the other one. This one I'm actually more worried about coming out than the other one because it's so small. But like I said, once you get that electrical tape and we run it over the top, we'll be good. Same thing here. Take that tape, put it there. We're just gonna run that extra piece around it and then we'll be ready to rock. I might actually run an extra piece just to make sure. This one's not loose, but you can just tell it's not fitting as naturally as the other one, so you'll want to maybe put a little more tape on that. I'll put one more layer on top, and I think we'll be actually, nah, that's probably more than enough, truth be told. But just play it safe. Since we're already here, I'll put one more layer on top. All right, there we go. Final part. Put a little force on that one. Should be good. I'll wrap that up just as an extra reinforcement, and that will be all taped off. There we go. All right, so now that we've got these two wires completely jumped out or shorted out, so to speak, now we're actually going to zip tie them in the bottom, and then once we do that, they'll be clean, ready to rock. The other thing is this tube. Truth be told, I could probably cut this tube out, but what I'm actually going to do with this tube is I'll show you guys real quick. I'm going to run it underneath so it's kind of out of the way as well. So I'll show you guys where I'm going to run this tube. So this is your tube for your wiper pump. I'm actually going to run that back behind some of those wires there. As you can see, I ran it back behind there, and we're just going to pull it down to the bottom, so it'll be kind of out of the way as well. Boom. Looks factory now. See? And what I can always do is, actually that looks fine. Push that down to the bottom. No worries. I'll just kind of, it'll look a little bit cleaner in a second. Excuse some of these other wires as well. Had a shop that butchered my Mishimoto fan setup. They put a whole bunch of extra stuff. It's an 8-minute YouTube video on how to set it up, and unfortunately they didn't watch it. Not going to throw any shops under the bus, but yeah, they definitely yeah, it's a story for another time. But yeah, let's go ahead and get these zip ties squared away, and then we'll be done with the job.
Supposed to feel.
I'll be honest, that's not far off from factory in terms of how it looks. So here's the final result. Boom. Completely clean, no big windshield wiper reservoir in the way. You can see here, it doesn't look bad. It's kind of out of the way, so you really don't have to worry about it. And like I said, if I was really being kind of obsessive about it, I could tuck them up in here kind of by the light underneath, but it's fine. These wires are going to get taken care of, by the way. That was because the Mishimoto fan was wired incorrectly. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and as always, drive safe. And yeah, if you got any questions or comments about how to do this job, please let me know in the comments below. If you got any tips or tricks to do it easier, more effectively, I'm always open to that as well. So yeah, as you can see, there we are. And yeah, there you have it. Have a good one, guys.